Sharks played the Vancouver Canucks, in which was a pretty wild game. A 6-5 finish, Vancouver edging out the Sharks in overtime. And yeah, another loss for the Sharks in overtime against the Canucks. Obviously, last time we played them, they beat us in OT. And same result tonight. A battle of the reverse retros. It was the Sharks who were really presenting themselves as the Seals, and the Canucks wearing their Johnny Canuck look. And so really interesting. Notable story for this game as well is the Sharks had A2 Makiniemi get a couple of opportunities in net. Obviously recently called up from the San Jose Barracuda, acquired via trade in the offseason. I think the Sharks have high hopes for him. So, it was good to see him play. He did okay, and I'll get into that in a little bit later. So yeah, Nick Bonino scored the first goal of the game just 18 seconds in. The Sharks had a really good start. A really good shot from, the blue line, Bonino getting the good tip. And yeah, good placement by Benning as well. And so the Sharks had a 1-0 lead in, just the very beginning of the first period. However, about 4 minutes later, Dakota Joshua ties up the game for the Canucks, scoring on Kaapo Kähkönen, who actually got the start in this game, and Makiniemi came in later. So that made it 1-1. Spencer Martin was in net for the Canucks. He made some good saves. Joshua got his second goal of the game nearing the end of the first period with about 25 seconds left. So that made it 2-1 Canucks. And that would end the first period. We go to the second. Niels Hoglander scores for the Canucks, and poor defense by the Sharks. Just a bad play by them. He puts it in, and that makes it 3-1 Canucks. However, Timo Meier gets the Sharks back in it, scoring a pretty nice goal inside, and the Sharks go up 3-2, or they're down 3-2. They get their second goal of the game, and that cuts the lead down. And then Logan Couture ties up the game at 3, and that was a breakaway sort of opportunity for Couture. Good shot from him on the rebound, puts it past Martin. And it was also a shorthanded goal as well. And so the Sharks really had a good PK in that play. However, Ilya Mikheyev scores for the Canucks nearing the end of the second, so that makes it 4-3. And then in the third period, Jonah Gadjevich scores for the Sharks, making it 4-4. LeBanc makes it 5-4, so the Sharks are on track to win. But the Canucks get a Kuzemko goal, scoring late in the third period, and that was on Makiniemi, who I mentioned earlier. So that made it 5-5. And then in overtime, the game winner is from Elias Pettersson, and so the Canucks win this game 6-5. Every time we play this team, it's very close. And I noticed with the Canucks, it's one of those teams there's almost no point in playing defense because their offense is really good, but their defense is also kind of bad. And so, like the Montreal game where they came back, that was sort of a similar thing, where, the Sharks in this situation, just their defense was kind of giving it away, but you kind of have to expect that. So, yeah, bad loss for the Sharks considering they could have won it, but I'm not surprised. They do get the point. So, yeah, it's an overtime loss. We know the deal with that. But the Sharks find themselves 7th place, in the Canucks, who have about a 3-game lead on us. So, the Sharks kind of just goes to show with them that this division is very kind of widespread at this point. And, yeah, the Canucks are a better team. But I think, when we play them, it's a very equally matched contest. So, yeah, the Sharks lose 6-5, a game they should have won. It's tough to get losses like that, especially with a newer goalie getting, that playing time. And so the Sharks are going to play their next game against the Ducks, who are the only team in the division that's worse than us. So, could be a win, could be a loss, could go either way. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, good game from the Sharks early on. They kind of faded, and maybe we'll see. Will A2 Makiniemi get his first start of the season? Who knows? I'll be excited to see it, but that's going to do it, guys. Sharks lose their 4th straight. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, go Sharks.